What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video. We got two tractors rolling on tillage here this morning. Joe's working some ground going into corn with the soil finisher, and then my uncle, he's vertical tilling some stuff that are going into beans. I'm gonna finish up on spreading fertilizer here today for ground going into corn, and I actually have a bunch of ground to do over there yet, and hopefully the load comes here pretty quick this morning, or I should say early afternoon. It's 11 o'clock right now, so hopefully by noon here we can see that and I can get that finished up, and then I'm hopping back into the corn planter, and I gotta head south and plant a little bit down there, and then we're gonna head north and go plant some more. I got 55-ish acres over there that I got worked yesterday, and I'm giving both of those some sun here. This morning it's still cold. It's about 50 degrees right now, but this morning we were in the mid to upper 30s, or this morning and then overnight. So we're still on the chilly side. Stuff's working up decent, but it's not like perfect. It'd be really nice if it was a little bit warmer out, if we were 60s and 70s, but that's coming this week. We'll have a good chunk of corn in here in the next couple of days, so hopefully after that's in, we get a nice calm warm rain to help that out, and that'll also help the beans out a little bit too, because that ground, the soybean ground, isn't working up as nice as I'd like it to. So, but hey, stuff's getting in the ground. If we get a good rain, or a good warm rain, everything should be a-okay. So now I'm just kind of playing the waiting game, waiting for a load of fertilizer here to get rolling. So yeah, I was a little off. I'll hitch that up here in a bit. So alright, well, today has been the exact opposite of my plans. So tillage is getting done. We got one field over there that we're gonna kind of crack a couple of the wet spots, the corn on corn ground, and then let it sit kind of overnight until 11 o'clock noon tomorrow. Let that dry out for a little bit, and then we're gonna work that so we can plant it tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday. So, but I have not planted yet. I legitimately been waiting all day for fertilizer. If I kind of would have known that it was going to take this long, I would have went down south and planted those couple of fields. But now I got my fertilizer, and I've got a couple acres left in here, and I'm going to go and do my touch up here, and then we'll be it for spring pre dry spread. So. Alright, that's enough of spreading until we start doing corn top dress. Alright, well, it is the next day here. I'm loaded up and headed north. We did get some rain today, but it wasn't really enough to hurt anything. So we're gonna go over there. I kind of had a bunch of stuff to do this morning. Then I had to load this thing, and as well as I was kind of waiting for the rain to stop to load this, because it was kind of just sprinkling, and I didn't want to get any of the corn seed or anything like that wet. So yeah, but it's just been one of them mornings. So hopefully here today and tomorrow I'm gonna have 2 full days of planting. I'm gonna try and go late tonight and just do what I can to try to get done here. My goal is to get done planting corn by this weekend, because next week doesn't really look too good for rain, and it looks like we'd be shut out for a while, and we kind of lose our timing on the seed that we have now. So then we'd have to start thinking about switching varieties up by the time we get back into the field. So I got the 55 acres done. Now I'm headed south here. Dad's gonna be bringing some seed over. We got a 65 acre farm that we're gonna start on. In total over here, I think we got like 130 acres that we have to do. So there's a farm that was part soybeans and it had 1 field of corn on it. So we're doing some corn on corn there. And that wasn't quite ready, so Dad went and cracked it with the vertical till, and we have like 30-40 mile an hour winds here today. So he's going to, or he did that, so now we're getting some wind on it. It's actually drying really nice, and it's about 70 degrees. So tomorrow morning we'll go on and soil finish it and hopefully plant it tomorrow. So I'm gonna take and plant all the bean stubble that's over here, and then I'm gonna move north, back north, and there's about 30 acres there that we're gonna do, and we're gonna take and plant that. There's a little bit of corn on corn there, but it's mostly bean stubble as well. So, and then we'll come back and hit that, and then I'm headed south for a few hundred acres down there. But then after that, corn's in the ground, and we'll be all set to go there. So Jeremy's just got started here planting beans. He's got a couple hundred acres that he can plant that is all worked up and ready to go. So Joe just pulled up with the semi. I'm gonna need some fertilizer here. I got 39 acres remaining out of roughly 65. So this is one of them really nice fields where you can pop 3 headlands on and just fly up and down and cover some acres quick. So we worked this with the soil finisher. It actually is really nice and really smooth. This field is one of the best worked fields of the year. Well, we're gonna fill up and I'm gonna keep planting. I'm gonna enjoy the beautiful sunset. And I think I'm just gonna do this farm yet tonight, and then I'll worry about rolling on that other farm tomorrow morning early. So I kind of made up quite a bit of time today, so but I don't know, we'll see how I feel after I'm done with this. Maybe I'll go over there and do that. All right, good morning everyone. Planters down right now. They actually so a parallel arm broke on that, so I think Dad's gonna go and get it welded so he can keep moving, and then somebody's gonna run down and grab a new one, so we can keep that thing going here. And Joe, he headed down south to go and work some ground down there that we're going to be planting starting tomorrow. All right, So I am almost done with this field here, and we're headed north. I just got to come back around for a little sliver back there. So this is by far one of the wettest fields. Well, up here it's nice and dry, but back there's a wet hole. I'll show you when we get back there. But kind of had to do some fancy planting around that, but now the planter's all full of mud. It's been a couple of years since I've had mud on this thing, so yeah, there's our little wet hole right over there. So you can see where the tracks of the spreader went through, and then where the tillage tractor tried turning around. So that was pretty wet. We just got done with this 30 acres over here. Now I'm headed back south here to finish up the last 25 acres down there, and then I'm done for the day with planting corn. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to head south. We're going to get rolling down there. Alright, so Dad is running to grab me fertilizer right now. We actually ran out of it at that other farm, so I'm kind of sitting here waiting for it. This is our last corn on corn field, but I got 101 day in there. It's 201.7, 201.40. It's a VT4 Pro, so we're throwing that in here, and it actually worked out well. What we did here, running over there, because I finished up the soybean stubble that was over there with 270, and then did the corn on corn with this, and now I got pretty much everything I need. I might need to snag a little bit out of the bag that's in the tractor to finish up, but we were a little nervous about this field here just because it stood on a little bit wetter, but we came in and vertical tilled it yesterday and cracked it, and with 30-40 mile an hour winds it dried out really nice. And then we came in and soil finished it lightly this morning, and there's still moisture there, but we'll just come and glide over this and we should be all set. So it dried out really nice. You can kind of see up in that draw there on the side of the hill, that tends to stay wet. And then you go over the hill and there's a little kind of offshoot part of the field that goes along the other side of those trees. There's a little vein in there that seeps out of the hill in that other field up there, or seeps out of the hill into this field. So and then there's a little marsh down in there, so that kind of all flows into that marsh. So but that little way there is usually wet. So all right, well, we're rolling. So having issues with row 1 right now. Keeps resetting. I think it's resetting the HD unit. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah, it's row 1, the HD unit's giving me some grief. So I'm gonna have to fiddle around with that. Ah, there's a white deer, albino deer. I can get through this field here tonight and then take and mess around with that when I get back to the farm. Take it apart, maybe blow out the turbine a little bit and see what happens from there. So I had it pop up on me once this morning, but then it took and went away. After I unplugged it and plugged it back in, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. But right now it's putting out what it's supposed to. So the reason I have this set to 2.6, no, they all shut off. Now it's acting up again. So if I putting out fertilizer because you can prime it and it's going. So all right, so that row is still giving me some grief, but it isn't too bad. We blew out the top turbine. I didn't really have all the tools here to take apart the bottom one because I'd have to take the whole unit off, or the whole HD unit off, and I didn't have the proper wrenches to do that. And it's working, it's just giving me grief. So I'm just gonna get through this field here. I'm pretty much done. I have 6 acres left. The only other thing that could be happening right now is the SRM is failing, which I kind of doubt, or I kind of highly doubt, because of it's just that HD unit with all the grief it's been giving me. I think it's related to that, but it could possibly be the SRM failing too, but everything else is working as it should on that row. You know, my pop on row 1 is basically right where it needs to be, and everything else on row 1 is working as it should. So as well as closing too. So which that's just sensing, but I don't know. We're surely gonna find out tomorrow. Alright, last little bit here for this field. Alright, there we go. That is a wrap for this farm. That is a wrap for the day. I'm going to load this thing up with fuel tomorrow morning. Then we're gonna take and assess that HD unit on row 1. Go and try to plug away a little bit more on corn. Try to get done here in the next couple days. Jeremy has about 60 acres left of open ground. We'll probably open up more soybean ground tomorrow. Well, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you've made it this far in the video, please subscribe if you have not yet. And please like and comment on the video. It helps out the channel a lot, helps us grow. Have a great day and God bless. We will catch you in the next one. Later.